I've been getting a lot of questions about this story about mob wars with Philadelphia. It's a TV show. The trailer just came out on Netflix. Take a watch.
We just drove every day looking to kill people. That's all I did. Every single day I got in a car looking to find somebody on the other side just to kill them.
The sound of gunfire on the streets of Philadelphia as organized crime factions have declared all-out war.
There was no plan. We just shot every bullet we had. It was just kill, just kill, just kill. And that's what I did.
Every time you turned around, there was another killing.
It's just one more piece of evidence that a full-scale mob war is underway.
Shootings started happening everywhere.
It's one hit after the other, more and more audacious.
These guys are out of their fucking minds. It's like something out of The Godfather.
We had to cut off the head of the snake.
It was a huge operation. Failure wasn't an option.
Were you a member of the political organization?
Yes, I was.
What was the name of that organization?
The Cosa Nostra. The Mafia. The mob.
What is Cosa Nostra?
The Cosa Nostra is a descent into hell.
People think of the Mafia, they think of New York. But Philadelphia in the 90s was 100 times more people.
It's a show when you kill somebody in South Philly.
I grew up around the Gambino family, one of the 5 crime families in New York. But I try to find excuses to come down here to Philadelphia. It was just a ton of money, a lot of fun, a lot of adrenaline, prostitution, and loan shark and drugs, and it was 24/7. But the biggest thing for mob guys isn't just the money. It's the life itself. Philadelphia guys are like the Little Rascals. They're a wild bunch of guys. Shooting shots all day, stay out all night. They all grew up on the same block in South Philly. These guys are tight-knit.
In the Philly mob, everybody knows everybody somehow. Everybody is just one way or another connected. And it was fun, honestly, back then. If you were associated with the mob, you do whatever you want. You pull up in a brand new Cadillac. You want to go into a club, you go in the front. It was really fun.
You guys don't know these guys, and they're dangerous.
Frankie Stillitano found stuffed in a car trunk.
Mob murders are becoming almost routine.
Frankie Steel, that was my hit. I already told this story, but a lot of you might not have heard it. So I'm going to play it for you again. So sit back and relax and hear the real story of the Frankie Steel hit. Frankie Steel is a guy, an Irish guy, who had a crew in New Jersey, a real tough crew. He was in an argument with Nicky Russo and pal Joey and Nicky Russo's son, and they were arguing and fighting back and forth. And it came very vicious. Actually, they killed Nicky Russo, who's a made guy in the Gambino family. He's under Tato. They killed his son. They shot him to death. He came in, Tato brought him to Paul. Paul told him he could retaliate. They actually bumped into each other, Frankie Steel and Nicky Russo, on the street after the murder of his son. He was carrying a gun, a small revolver. They went at each other. Nicky got the gun out and shot him. It was either in the stomach or the leg or someplace like that. The kid twisted the gun around out of his hand and shot Nikki. The gun jammed after that, and the kid took off. To show you how tough the kid was, he didn't go to a doctor or a hospital. He went to a veterinarian who took care of him. That happened to me once, but that's a whole nother story. He came in again through Tato. Tato made me drive him and Nikki up to Paul and told Paul the situation. Nikki was already wounded. She was in the arm somewhere. And Paul realized that this crew, Frankie Steel's crew, there were too many of them and they were too tough and too young. Nikki would never survive this crew, or Joey, pal Joey. So again, I got the contract to go out and kill Frankie Steel. Of course, I needed Nikki and Joey's help. I didn't know this kid. I didn't know where he was from. I didn't know nothing about him. And I talked to my crew and told them, here I go again, bro. I'm on a situation. Maybe I'm going to use some of you for help. And some of them came with me. Nikki and Joey took me to a little bar. It was in the woods. Looked like a little shithole. That he goes there, there's a pool tables in the bar and whatever, they hang out there. And obviously we all couldn't go in. I had a gun, so I said, I'll go in. If you hear noise, I told my crew, come in. I went in the bar, and there was a barmaid. I talked to her, and I asked her for help, that I was lost. I needed directions, and she was very sociable. She talked to me. I looked to my right, there was a couple sitting down, a man and a woman. Didn't look like gang members to me, but they were drinking at the bar. There was pool tables in the back. A couple of 3, 4 guys, 5 guys maybe, a couple of girls. They were shooting pool, drinking beer, laughing. That might have been his crew. From the description I was given, I didn't recognize him being there, but I couldn't be sure. So I walked back out, and I got back into my car with my guys. And I said, we can't do it there. And Nikki questioned me, why, Sammy? There's too many people. I don't know who they are. There was a couple sitting there. There's a woman who's a barmaid. When we go in, if they're in the back, if that's his crew and he's part of that, and he's sitting in there with them, there's going to be 4 or 5 of them. The way you describe them to me, some of them might be heavy, maybe all of them are heavy. So I have to go in there with my crew with heavy equipment to kill them. I'm not going in there and killing 10, 12, 14 people, and I don't know who I'm killing. Who am I going to kill? The woman bartender? Barmaid? Or a couple sitting there? I'm not doing that. I don't do that. We'll find him. I just need more time. We'll find him. Relax. Nikki was really hot. He lost his son. He was now shot. He was in the war fighting back, and he had us. He had a little strength. He was more aggressive. He wanted me to be more aggressive. I said, relax. It'll get done. We looked around in a couple of places. Didn't see nothing really. And then he said to me that there was a mall that they had another place. It was like a pool room or something. And he took me there. And there was a bunch of guys walking. And he pointed out who Frankie Steel was. Which guy was Frankie Steel. But he was with at least 6 to 8 guys. They were just walking on the sidewalk. Some of them hung out in front of the pool room. Some of them went in. Pal Joey said The problem with this is, two of those guys, he pointed out, were made guys in Nikki Scarfo's family, the Philadelphia mob. Now, I certainly couldn't shoot these guys, but I don't know who they are. So I pulled away from there and I said, okay, let me think about this. I helped Nikki Scarfo become the boss of the family. It's a whole nother story. So I decided to go to Nikki Scarfo and tell him what my problem was. I made an appointment and I went to Jersey to meet him. He was near Atlantic City. And I said, Nikki, I have a contract on this kid, Frankie Steel. You know who he is? Yeah, he's a tough kid. He's with the Irish crew. I got a contract on him, and I went looking for him. I spotted him. And Pal Joey told me that two of the guys there were friends of ours with you. All I'm asking you to do is tell your people to stay away from him, and I'll do the rest. Nikki said, Sammy, are you kidding or what? Me and you got blood on our hands together. I won the war because of you. I'll take care of this. You're my man. Give me a little time. Okay. I left. I went back to Tato. I reported what I did and what I said. He said, that's fine. So I said, do we have to go up to Paul? He said, no. You have the authority to do this hit. You're in charge of it. You do what you think is right. You did what you think is right. It's on record with me. You don't need to do nothing more. Just see what they say. It must have been a couple of days, maybe a week. Don't remember exactly. I got another call from Nikki Scarfo. He wanted to meet me. I met him again. This time, it was more middle ground that we met. I didn't go to his place. He didn't come to mine. We met somewhere in a restaurant. He gave me directions how to get there, and I went there and I met him. We sat down, we ate, and he told me, it's done. We killed him. And we put him in the trunk of a car, and we put him in a mall. In a couple of days, the cops will find his body. We got done eating. I thanked him. He hugged me, kissed me. Any problems you have in Jersey Part where we are, Atlantic City, Philly, bro, me and you, we're blood brothers now. This is a boss telling me something like that. I says, okay. I kissed him on the cheek, and I left. I went back to Tato, and I told Tato. He says, now we got to go to Paul. So I got in the car with Tato, and we went to see Paul Castellano again. I told him the whole story just like I'm telling you. He said, did you tell Nikki or Pal Joey? I said, no. He said, why? I said, because I went to my gabardine and I'm coming to you, my boss. You gave me this hit. I don't have to report to them. I was in charge of the hit. I answered to my gabardine and I answered to you, Paul. Good, good. You got my permission? Call them in, Tato, he said. And you tell them, Tato, Sammy took care of this. It's done. Drop it. That's what was done. But Nicky Russo didn't drop it. He called me up. He wanted me to meet with him. I met with him. He thanked me at first, hugged me, kissed me, thanked me. He said, but it's not over, Sammy. An eye for an eye, a son for a son. What do you mean? I want you to kill the son. His son? This kid, Frankie Steel. Yeah. He's a young guy. How old is his son? 12, 13. I was completely thrown back. No, fuck no. I'm not killing no kid. They do that in Italy. I don't give a fuck about Italy or what they do there. Well, I'm not doing it here. I'll tell Paul. Tell whoever the fuck you want. This is an order that I'll refuse. I'm not killing a kid. That kid did nothing. That's not us. And if I gotta die over this, I will. Go tell Paul. Do what you want. And I left. I was a little disturbed at the conversation, but I didn't get angry with him or nothing. Paul sent for me again. I went there with Tato again. Paul said, did Nikki talk to you about Frankie Steel's son? I said, yes, he did. You refused? Yes, I did. And you told him that this is an order that you're willing to die for? Yes, I did. Would you die for this fucking kid you don't even know? Yes. He grabbed me, hugged me, kissed me. That's not Cosa Nostra, what he wanted. He asked me, and I told him absolutely not. And if he persists on this, the next contract you'll have is him. Again, he hugged me, kissed me, and I left. I was in the car with Tato. Tato said, I am so fucking proud of you. And that was it. We went back, and I went back into my life.
If this situation happened with another individual in the family, would there be like no question they would immediately just kill?
Absolutely.
So I think that kind of separates you from
Roy DeMeo. There's a lot of guys who would do it instantly. So I knew that there was people in the family that would follow that order and kill him in a minute. So I was nervous. No question about it. So I had to make up my mind. Would I refuse an order knowing that I could be killed? Or would I kill a 12-year-old kid? I decided I'd rather die than fulfill this order. So I was nervous when I went there. I don't know the kid. All I know is he's 12. I got children. I can't imagine taking a life that just started, that doesn't know hate, that's not vicious. There has to be a place where I say no.